Hey there and welcome. Today, we're jumping into a skill that's, well, it's a total game changer, especially if you're traveling or just trying to get by in an English-speaking place. We're going to learn how to ask for help, and not just in a textbook way, but with real confidence. So whether you're lost in a new city or just need a hand from a colleague, these phrases are going to be your new best friends. Let's dive in.
You know that feeling, right, where you're kind of stuck, you need some help, but you get all nervous wondering, am I gonna say it right? Will I sound rude? We've all been there. Well, guess what? That feeling, it stops right here, right now. This is all about giving you simple, easy phrases that you can use every single day.
But first things first, let's just change how we think about this whole thing. Asking for help isn't about admitting you don't know something. Nope. It's actually a superpower. Seriously, it's how you learn, how you connect with people, and how you solve problems. I mean, just look at the benefits. It reduces your stress. You know that feeling of untangling a tricky knot? It helps you find solutions. It's like suddenly having a map in a maze. It can stop a tiny little problem from turning into a giant headache. And, you might be surprised by this one, it actually helps you build stronger connections with people. So yeah, it's a really positive thing.
All right, let's get our hands dirty with the practical stuff. The phrases you can start using like today. We're gonna start with the simple, direct ones. These are perfect for those quick, on-the-spot moments. Super friendly, super common, and really easy to remember.
First up, the absolute classic. Can you help me? It's simple, it's direct, and pretty much everyone everywhere will get what you mean. You can use it in a store, on the street, anywhere really. The trick here, though, is your tone. A little smile goes a long, long way and makes it perfectly polite for getting someone's attention. Okay, so let's see how this plays out in the real world. See that? The shopper starts with a polite "excuse me" and then just asks the direct question. It's quick, it's friendly, and it works. Now let's look at another really common one.
Okay, next up is one of my favorites. Could you give me a hand? It just sounds so natural, doesn't it? So yeah, it means help me, but we often use it when we're talking about, physical stuff like carrying something heavy. It feels really collaborative, like you're in it together.
And here it is, right? Two friends, super casual. Could you give me a hand? Yeah, grab the other side. See? Easy peasy. It's a great one to just have ready to go.
Okay, time to level up a little bit. Sometimes you need more than just pointing to the rice aisle, right? You're asking for a favor, something that might take a bit more of their time or effort. And for that, we need to be a little more polite.
Just look at the difference here. On the left, it's pretty direct, but on the right, it's just softer, isn't it? Instead of saying, "give me a lift," which sounds like a command, asking, "could you possibly give me a lift," shows you really respect their time and makes it easy for them to say no if they have to.
Now this next one is like a magic formula for sounding super polite. Just follow these steps. You start with "would you mind," and then you add a verb with that ing sound at the end. Like, "would you mind watching my bag?" or "would you mind closing the window?" It's a simple little grammar trick that makes a world of difference.
And here's another fantastic one, especially for when you're talking to friends or maybe coworkers. Can I ask you a quick favor? I love this one because it's kind of like a little heads up. You're letting them know a request is coming, so it doesn't feel so sudden.
And this is exactly how you'd hear it used. It's just so relaxed, so friendly. It doesn't put anyone on the spot. It's perfect for those small, everyday requests between people who know each other.
Okay, so you've done it. You've worked up the courage and you've asked for help. Awesome. But what happens now? They're going to answer you, right? So let's get you ready for both a yes and a no, so you can keep the conversation flowing smoothly no matter what.
Think of this as your secret decoder ring for what comes next. If they can help you, you'll hear happy, positive things like "sure" or "no problem." And if they can't help, don't worry, you'll probably hear something gentle like "I'm afraid I can't" or "I wish I could, but." Knowing these helps you know what's going on.
And this is maybe the most important part. If they say yes, you gotta thank them. A simple "thanks so much" or "I really appreciate it" is perfect. Seriously, it makes the other person feel great about helping you, and it's just good manners.
Whew! Okay, we've gone through a ton of useful stuff. So now, the ball's in your court. Let's talk about how you can start putting all of this into practice for real. You know, we've only scratched the surface today. Believe it or not, there are tons of ways to ask for help. But listen, the point isn't to memorize a giant list. No way. It's about finding one or two that just feel right for you, the ones you feel comfortable saying out loud. And that really brings us to the main idea, the big takeaway from all of this. It's not just about what you say, it's about how you say it. It's about reading the room, choosing the right words and the right tone for the situation. That's the real key to sounding confident.
All right, so that's a wrap for today. But I've got one last question for you. Out of everything we talked about, what's just one new phrase you're going to try to use this week? Pick one and make it a goal. Because practice, that's how this stuff stops being something you know and becomes something you can actually do. Good luck, and thanks for joining me.